Hey, it's Mike Lynch, Cross Country Mortgage, and it's time for your Monday morning mortgage update for the week of August the 28th. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Gail and I sure did. We went to Bend, visit my sister, and just ate tons of food, great beer, great weather. Went to see a fantastic concert in the Old Mills District, took our paddleboards out on the river. Our son came with us. And I'll tell you, if you've never been to Bend and been to that Old Mill District, it is a great place to see a concert. The sunset, as you can see, was just gorgeous. It was a great weekend. So hopefully you all had a fantastic weekend as well. So let's talk about the market. And what I always try to do is give you insight on what happened last week, what's going to happen this week, so that you can have tools, tips, tactics, scripts, knowledge to go out and talk to your buyers and sellers and impact their decisions or help them make the right decisions when they're concerned about what's happening in the market. And boy, there's a lot of concern out there. So I always try to give you some things that are going to affect the market in a positive or negative way so that you can be prepared. So last week was flat. The rates didn't do anything. Everything was really stemmed around the Jackson Hole, Wyoming meeting. I talked about that. It's that economic symposium they have every year with all the big wigs around the world. And Friday was the big day. Jerome Powell, our federal chair, basically was going to give his insight on what's happening with the economy. Is it getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? And I wanted to show you some a quick chart here so that you can see really what's been happening. Obviously, this is the trading of mortgage-backed securities in the bond market. Shows when money's flowing into the bond market, rates are getting better, and that's a green bar, and that means when that is moving up this way in the upward direction, rates are actually getting better and going down. When we see money moving out of the bond market, we see red bars, and that means there's a downward movement in the market and rates are getting worse. So gosh, go back to August 10th, you can see we had a big sell-off, and this is why we saw rates, we are seeing rates above 7% right now on a 30-year fixed conventional, and even at government loans, FHA and VA. And then we saw a little bit of a rally at the end of last week, but it really just kind of flattened out, and there really wasn't much of a change. What's going to happen this week? The two things that are really going to move the market are inflation. It's always one of the things that are going to move rates, and jobs. Big jobs week, a lot of jobs numbers are coming out. So why inflation? So the PCE, which is the consumer expenditure number and data that the Federal Reserve really focuses on when they make their rate decisions. And the next Fed rate meeting is in September. And are they going to raise rates? Well, they're going to look at this number to decide what they're going to do or have an impact on what they're going to do. And this is the one that really gives them the most meat and potatoes. And there's a year-over-year number and a month-over-month number. Year-over-year, we expect it to go from 4.1 to 4.2. Month-over-month is really the one everybody's paying attention to because that's more real time. And we expect that number to go up 0.2%. And doesn't sound like a big increase. It's less than has been increasing, but it's still an increase. If we see that number actually go up less than that, that's positive for rates. The market is just poised for any news to show that we can actually start to reduce those rates. The bond traders are looking at this. And I talked about last week, when are we going to hit this bottom? And it's coming. Everybody says it's coming. Is it going to be this week? Was it going to be last week? Is it going to be a month from now? And there's some indications we may see a bottom coming very, very soon. So we're going to be paying a lot of attention to that PCE report. It is coming out Thursday, and it's going to give us some insight on what's happening. If it's lower, we're going to see better rates. The next thing is jobs. Every day this week, except today, jobs numbers are coming out. Are we adding more jobs? Are we taking more jobs away? Unemployment, wages, everything. The big report that's coming out is Friday, and that's non-farm payroll. Now, this is a number that is a lot of people think it's skewed. It's manipulated by the current administration because if you look at the ADP number, which is a big jobs number coming out tomorrow, and non-farm payroll, there's a 500,000 job difference between non-farm payroll and ADP. And the non-farm payroll that's coming out Friday isn't even a real measure of jobs. It's just a spreadsheet that the administration puts together. And so what they've been doing is they come out with this number. It's not accurate, or a lot of economists don't think it's accurate. And then they do these seasonal adjustments. So everybody pays attention to the first report. They don't pay a lot of attention to what happens a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, where they make these seasonal adjustments. And so we're going to be looking at this jobs number coming out, this non-farm payroll jobs number coming out Friday. Will it be more accurate to the ADP number, which is a better measurement of jobs, or is it going to continue to be manipulated, or people feel that it's going to be manipulated? So paying a lot of attention on Friday to that jobs number. If it's weaker than expected, that's great for rates, and that may be an indication that we hit the bottom. So we're starting out the week floating and really floating into every day this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, depending on what comes out. Another thing that's coming out Tuesday is Case-Shiller and HFHA, which are home appreciation numbers. Not really going to move the market, but Case-Shiller, if you remember, is that one that really focuses on the metro areas, and the HFHA number focuses on our area, more rural areas, which has shown a pretty steady appreciation in our area. So we're going to be looking at that just to kind of see what the data tells us. But again, starting the week floating, paying attention to really what's going to happen Thursday and Friday. Keep in mind, even on Friday, it's a half day because we have a long weekend. So typically what happens on these long weekends is the bond traders park their money, or investors park the money in the bonds on a long weekend. And that could be a positive indication or a positive thing for rates on Friday to float us through the weekend. So again, floating, seeing what happens, locking, obviously, if we hit any disruptions to the market. If you have any questions on the market, don't hesitate to give me a call. If you know somebody can benefit this video, please forward it to them. Have a fantastic, productive week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.